Hey everyone, I hope everybody's doing well, blessed, and enjoying family. As always, muchas gracias to all for everyone's words, wishes, prayers, as the love and support everyone shares with me. From the heart, gracias. Also, do please like, share, subscribe, and hype the video in the sense that the message can get out a little bit further and we can hear different opinions about what I'm speaking on, right? Thank you. Well, everyone, today's going to be a different one. I always go off of my story, my personal walk, which I will do so as well here, but nevertheless, the last 2 days or so, I've been I've been sent clippings of a certain individual attacking Joe Morgan. And then, from there it went to another individual. I do not want to put their names out here because, well, they said it themselves. They're rats and they're going to be reporting channels and come out of nobody else's mouth but theirs, right? But, anyways, for the sake of the video, no disrespect, but I'll just use the three monkeys, right? We'll start with monkey number one. A lot of people, since I've been on YouTube, have asked me, what do I think of Mundo, of the content he does, and this, and I've always kept it respectful, 100%. I told him Mundo did what he did, but he don't go past his boundaries. His time frame. He don't assume things. He did what he did, and he pulled out. As a Christian, I don't agree with it, but as a Christian, I can understand his way of thought, right? To do what he did and pull away. I think the big factor here is attention. We're speaking about individuals that at one point they did the most because they wanted to be known as doing the most for the attention, right? Now, first off, Mundo, you can't take from him. He started a lot of what's still going on till date. You know, he took care of business as a man. He went out, opened up doorways, avenues. Now, were they his? Were they afraid of him? Of course not. Nevertheless, he did the footwork, right? And ended on that. And I'll be honest with everyone. I quit hearing anything this individual had to say, and it wasn't because he was a rat. I knew that. I heard that from numerous peelies, right? From different angles, and nevertheless, it was interesting to know how things started. Back in the beginning of the days, and I could respect that. I don't know if you guys noticed every time he would flinch and try to touch on the Petchy generation, he would go backwards because he wouldn't, you know, he knew his limits. Nevertheless, he did not only pave the way for certain things, he also paved the way in his neighborhood for being a coward and a rat. And that will later surface in Chuku, right? You see, in Chuku, I don't even know exactly how long he did his police work, to say the least, recordings, and that put a lot of people away for the first indictment or in RICO case. But the difference from Chuku and these two individuals was he didn't really look for that fame, he just in reality was fed up, tired, and wanted on to move on, right? Of course, it could have gone a different way, but if he would have just disappeared, the government wasn't going to give him 30K, right? To disappear with, as long as different name and different address. You guys know what the government gives them cats. But he did so. Or have you heard Chuku do any other interviews? Speak ill, keep speaking ill. He was just fed up, moved on from things, and did his thing. Now, he minimized things, of course, to the point where he took his carnal with him, right? But it was never out that flow like that, right? Now, to close this up, we're going to talk about the biggest rat that has ever existed in the system. You know, there's been numerous appeals that go weaning out. They tell certain things to get to where they're going, and that's that, right? Now, this rat I'm speaking about, the third one, he uh he always had to be the machingon. You know, I was never in the yard with him, but hmm, I heard from so many pilis that this fool needed that attention bad. It was like another addiction to him, right? To be the one doing the most, to be the one. Oh, did you see what Boxer did? Did you see what that type of individual? See, but what he don't know, I just hear a lot. Oh, my friend, Wedo Shy, my friend, Topo Peters, my friend, homeboy, Topo Peters was working on getting you whacked because of your ways. You might have thought you were number one with Topo Peters, but you're going to get whacked by your own man. Shy, now you want to bring this on Joe and bring Shy at the same time. Just this alone, Shy would have pulled your wig. No buts or ifs about it. Now everyone says you got paperwork. This, I'm just gonna put it to you like this. You guys remember when I started my story, everyone was asking me, Do you think Boxer would ever come back? What was my answer? Yeah, he's gonna come on YouTube. That fool needs that attention. Is that individual that needs that? He needs to feel the machingon. I don't watch his channel, but I guarantee you, all that being a Christian when he got out, it's out the window already, right? I bet you he's already showing you clips of smoking, drinking, of speaking ill about people. Uh, you know, like I said in the beginning, I'll repeat it again. He didn't just play the name, he played the system to get out. And he won. You got to give him that props, right? Now he's in an agenda of pinpointing carnales, of being rats like what he is. It don't matter how a carnal rat it, they'll never even reach your ankles on the caliber of rat you are. And that's a fact. You see, you might think of me as nada, right? No, I ain't nada. But I can guarantee you, I can pinpoint dates, I can pinpoint jails where you didn't even have to be there, but you sat yourself there to give camaradas more time. You didn't even know at time things, and you still framed it in your head, put it in the judge's head, and gave camaradas a life sentence. You also gave all the avenues to how we were in touch with each other, all the women you knew that were senoras touching bases with Pilis. You try to put Pilis back in the courtrooms, and I understand you're mad. You're mad because, see, recently you've been in a crusade of just listen. Oh, this fool's a rat. He's ratting, he's telling, he's trying snitching. Homeboy, what's your obsession? Why you mad? For one, let's go down a list of few, right? You were never, ever to the first toe of Joe Morgan. Whatever you're speaking, you would have never spoke in front of him. Because, like you say, he checked you. And what did you do? Calladito and pushed on, right? You're a coward. Okay? Let's speak about the other guy you make fun of, which is Fox. You call him all these names. I don't even want to know about the names. You call him that he's this. He's a paisa disrespecting what supposedly to you is not really disrespect, but you're disrespecting, homeboy. There's tones to things. But what you're forgetting to say is that paisa overpowered you. You tried it. He overpowered you. He overstood you. He's stealing good in the organization. Something you will never be again. You know, if Lalo would have been alive, you could have talked whatever about Lalo. He held more power than you'll ever imagine. Chewy, not even close, right? But I hear you go off your crimes. Oh, que Mo from White Fence, que Jaco from Azusa, que this and that. Stop playing, homeboy. You pretend yourself to be smart. You're trying to get in people's heads and redirect the number one fact. And the fact is, all the beliefs you speak on, they overdid you. They lasted longer in the organization. Some went out like a soldier, something you didn't know because you got scared, asked for help, and you went in the Winnie's Protectors program. And after that, you went down the line, every prison, giving out everything and putting people away. So stop it. Now you want to speak about the dead. Remember, you did what Joe Morgan said you did on the spot. Now all of a sudden you grew them out and you want to paint something on them. You know, man, I'll tell you something like this. I met most of the Pilis from Artesia. You are the weeniest, the weakest, and the funniest cat that has came out from Artesia as a Pili. It's something you can't say about Joe. Cheyenne, you try to speak about Mosca and that he was just there because of what above and come on, homeboy. You never hold not even a third of what Mosca's power was. But keep speaking. I know why you're on here on YouTube. You're here to fool the people. You see, like you said, you've been a hustler. You found your new hustle, right? And that's because an ex-made member can basically make up this whole bubble and people are going to bite into it. Hey, go at it, homeboy. I hope it works for you. I said it and I'll say it again. Just so you know, my experience as a camarada will never reach the experience that you had from the inside looking out, as me from the outside looking in. But the one thing that even looking out or looking in will never change is you're the biggest threat on CDC. Don't ever forget that. Because till day you're still proud of going into court and giving Vatos a life sentence. The only content you have is what the FBI gives you. Not because you lived it, not because you went through it, not because you have it on your own. You're showing what the Fed fed you to make you a fool. Stay true to yourself and loyal to your loved ones. Don't allow cats that think they're cut above the whatever fool you. I always say is stay smart. You know, Mundo does it to an extent, but he knows where he needs to hit the brakes. Chuku just said, I te ves. And who's the only needing effort that constantly has to come up with lies, with stuff, with the fake narrative on something that the FBI gave him and is feeding him. Think about it. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to nobody. Just do know when Joe Morgan was alive, if Joe said, Boxer, get on your knees, shine my shoes, he would have done so. Stay true to yourself and know that you love ones, everyone.
Since soon as we started, we always